You have this insatiable desire for the truth. You want the truth, the true truth, the absolute truth. And unfortunately, what you find is that there are many facets to the one truth. And that's why it all looks so disorganized and disjointed and disconnected, because it's just an infinite number of facets on one giant diamond of truth. And that's what you are exploring, but now you're learning to explore it from within. Welcome, Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is your month ahead reading. It is a timeless message, but we are currently about to enter Beltane season. In the Northern Hemisphere, Beltane takes place between April 30th, May 1st. And the way that I celebrate it, the way I work with the energy, is Beltane is like a full expression of your awakening to your creative power. You realizing that you are a divine creator, that you have all of this power that you didn't realize you had, or that you had been giving away, and now reclaiming that to use towards your passions. Beltane is very much about passionate energy, and this message will find you when it is your own internal Beltane season, when it's your time to awaken to your power and choose how you want to focus that energy and which passions you're ready to cultivate and give your energy to. So this is very cool. We have 777. We are looking at the energy that you have just cycled out of. We're looking at the energy you're moving into for the month ahead. And we're also looking at how ready you are to make that shift. So what we are cycling out of, let me try and get this without a glare. Vision is the card, number 43, 4 plus 3 being 7. And our tarot message here is the 7 of Cups. This feels very much like you have gone through a spiritual awakening, and we're looking for external teachings or something like that. Looking for guidance to help you on your path, but looking outside of yourself. And a lot of times that is what happens. We have this awakening to our own self-awareness, the awakening to, whoa, there's more than just me in here. There's more than just me doing this. There must be, because there's the me that's thinking these thoughts, but now there's also the me that's aware of these thoughts. So in that space, it feels like you were inspired to look for teachers, mentors, someone to guide you through. And in our vision card, it's a really lovely energy for exploring, seeing what's out there, getting your feet wet. But at the same time, especially with our 7 of Cups, it's hard to know what's real. You may have come across, Scorpio energy is a little bit suspicious in the first place. You're like, is that true? Are you telling me the truth? Is that really true? There's a certain element of wanting to kind of double check that person and what they're saying. And it feels like you've kind of been doing that. Either you have multiple teachers and you're kind of checking what they say against each other. Oh, well, I have this teacher that says this, and I have this one that says this, and I read this book by this expert that says this, but it conflicts with what this other person says. And all of that has led to an ass ton of confusion, where you're like, well, is anything even real? Because I'm trying to get a hold on this whole thing, and I'm feeling all of these feelings, and it feels very deeply like there's it wasn't just an awakening of your awareness, it was also an awakening of why you have all of these sensitivities. Like, you have such a depth and capacity for deep emotion that might have been a little bit suppressed. Like, it's like the two awakened at the same time, the awareness and the ability to tap into and explore those emotions. It's like they opened up at the same time, and it kind of like caused a flood. So you're just like trying to get a handle on all of this, but not sure who to trust, not sure who to listen to, not sure who's giving you the right information. That feels like the energy you're cycling out of. So what comes next for you? We have another 7. This is earth worship, but what was that? It's haunted. You have a spirit energy here? Oh my gosh. Ooh. What you have found in all of your exploration is the answer is not outside of yourself. It's not in the information that other people have to offer. It's not in the wisdom of anyone but you. This is your time to turn it within. And you will take pieces like this. How ready are you for, to move into this energy? 7 Cups, or 7 of Cups. I love this depiction because the moon is about illusion, right? Illusion, things that are hidden. And we have these 6 upright cups under the moon, but it's hard to know which one of those is full of real stuff until you like flip it around and find that it's just you. It's you, your inner cup, and your inner cup like tapped in to receive your inner light. Like this is like honestly the perfect imagery for this entire reading. And that's what you've done. So you take little bits of what you've learned along the way and what you've heard. And it feels like there was some frustration with the people you were learning from, or with the lack of credibility of the teachers or mentors or whoever you were learning from. Feels like there was a little bit of resentment and frustration because like they should know what they're talking about. But then on the other side of this, you're like, well, actually, that might be true for them. Like what they were teaching, what they were sharing really might be true for them, but it's not true for me. You are in the space of understanding that everybody has their own truth and everybody is communicating from their own place of truth. Not to say that there aren't people that are full of shit, because there are, but you're good at knowing who those people are, and it feels like you've avoided them for the most part. That also being another thing, like really feeling like you have been guided to the right people. So like even if you feel like you went through all of these teachers and you're like, they didn't know what the hell they were talking about, like they fed me a line or whatever, and they were just trying to sell me something or whatever. But even in those, even if you just like brushed it off, like, oh, whatever, like that sounds like crap, that was still the right person for you to get that information from at the time. You heard what you needed to hear, even if it wasn't resonating as true for you. Something in what was being offered was what you needed to experience. So you taking all of these little bits of wisdom and figuring out how they make sense for you, and then turning inward to find all of the rest of the answers. Whew, my goodness. Such a powerful call to nature in our Earth Worship card. Working with crystals, working with animal guides, spending time outside, spending time with the trees, earthing, floating, basking in the sun, letting your hair flow in the breeze. Like, there is something very centering, and there's wisdom to be gained in those moments. And it wouldn't feel like it. It feels like at the very beginning of your journey, there was a need to know more. Like, it feel like you have this insatiable desire for the truth. You want the truth, the true truth, the absolute truth. And unfortunately, what you find is that there are many facets to the one truth. And that's why it all looks so disorganized and disjointed and disconnected, because it's just an infinite number of facets on one giant diamond of truth. And that's what you are exploring, but now you're learning to explore it from within. So the power of perspective being very important for you. And it feels like the way to cultivate that for you is to be in nature, meditation, taking your need for the truth and like turning it inward and just focusing on your breath and just letting it. I'm feeling like a spreading open of your energy, because it feels like there is like armor almost. Scorpio, that makes sense. All armored up, hard shell, can't get me, because of your sensitivities. Like you have arrived here well equipped to defend yourself. And now that you have been through all of the things that you felt like you needed to defend yourself from, you're like, these things are not a threat at all. There is no threat. I'm here, I'm open, I'm vulnerable. And now you have, like, in the opening of that heart space, and the opening of, it actually feels more like solar plexus. In the opening of your solar plexus, where you don't feel a threat, you don't feel like there's anybody that can really take anything from you or hurt you in any kind of significant way, because you're like becoming very centered in your own energy. It's like that is now something new that has unlocked, something new for you to explore, but it's all within. So meditation feels very powerful, you know, for the next month. I mean, forever, but like really for the next month, that's the call, is to dedicate some time to being outside, being in nature, being around animals, and just being quiet. Just being quiet. Thinking of meditation in a different way, maybe also. I want to call it something different, because people get so weirded out when you say meditation. I kind of want to call it something else. But if you can like hold the space, so if you have a pet, or you have like a child or a niece, nephew, a friend's kid, like when you think of a kid that you love or a pet that you love, if you have any kind of love for someone that is very innocent, very unconditionally loving and open and bright, and you ask yourself the question, like, how do I feel about them? I do this with my dog. I do this with my kids. How do I feel about my dog? And then don't say it out loud. Just close your eyes and like feel how it like blooms in your heart space and like spreads throughout the body. And just observe that feeling like blooming within your body. So just thinking of someone that you love deeply without any limitations or doubts or desire for them to be different. That's why pets are great, like, because they just are who they are, and it's beautiful, and they love us no matter what, no matter who we are. They love us and we love them. So that's why I use pet as an example. So I feel like maybe you have pets that you can do this to, but that's the energy you're looking for. That opening, that natural blooming in the heart space, that warmth that starts to spread, and it will give you all of the wisdom you could ever possibly need. That is where you will uncover not just your truth, but the truth. the deepest truth of all of humanity, of all of creation. It is in here. It's not out there. And it's for you to uncover. It's for you to discover and learn within. It's not for anyone else to teach you. So this is the part of the journey where you have to kind of go it alone. And you can still seek out other teachers, mentors, advisors, people that are on the same kind of path. You don't have to isolate yourself. This is not like a hermit energy where you need to separate. This is just a shift from needing the information and the wisdom to come from other sources and understanding that it comes from within. So beautiful. Crystals, I'm feeling also, crystals are something that just kind of keeps wanting to be worked with. So look into that if you're interested. If you have a crystal that you work with or something, you know, maybe keep that nearby. Use that for meditation. Use that as maybe like a tangible, like a focal point. If you have trouble sitting still to meditate, you can kind of like hold a crystal, fidget with a crystal, rub your fingers over it. Sometimes that's helpful for people that are a little bit too restless to just sit still, but also walking. You can go for a walk in nature. You can go sit outside and just breathe. Just feel that loving sensation blooming in the chest. Observe your breath, and the wisdom comes pouring in. So, thank you very much, Scorpio. I love you so much. Please take care of yourself. Till next time.